Alright, cool. We should be all set. Hey! Hope you guys are doing well. Again, sorry about that. I was like, yeah, I'll be good. Just start early. And it's like, nope. I swear I'm just cursed at this point. Anyhow. Let's move that over there. Hopefully you guys had a good rest of your weekend from when I last saw you. Because, that was Saturday. So, been a couple of days. Not terribly much to talk about on my end. If you are in the Discord, you'll see my progress on the Draw This in Your Style I was working on last week, Wednesday, which that I was working on the line art, which arguably might still need cleanup in a couple of places, but at this point I am getting into the flat colors and then probably some shading, and then likely we'll call it a day after that. But yeah, so basically that's going well. Still doing some last minute stuff for next week, given last week as a reminder to anyone who is not aware. Next week I am doing some charity streams for Project Linus, which, yes, the da 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 da, the Peanuts one. But yeah, Project Linus to help out kids, which specifically that foundation gives blankets to kids of the small age to up to age 18. So no adults in regards, but helps keep the kids warm in the winter, which given, a variety of craziness has happened to the past 2 years almost. So, obviously they likely need a bit more help to help out some more small humans, which I can't imagine something that would, be more pertinent right now. So, yeah, that's the plan. Which I have a couple of things coming in tomorrow in regards to that, which I'm not telling you what they are, but if you've been in some charity streams, you could probably guess what those things are at the moment. But either way, you'll find out next week. I still have some things I need to figure out with that, but for now, it's about it. But other than those two things, that's pretty much it on my end. Also, let me empty this jar, because I apparently failed to empty it. Cool. There we go. Empty jar. So yeah, let's see. The only other important thing would be in regards to, say, if we hit the tip goal or the bit goal, which obviously the bit goal is not going to be the regular bit goal for next week, but, say if I hit the bit goal by the end of the week or the following week afterwards, either way, there's going to be a command. So for anybody who happens to win a giveaway for anything in regards to the stream, you can do !win, and you should be able to get a link to the form, because I made a form to avoid any sort of things. Yep. Okay, that is there. Cool. I wasn't sure if I put it there yet, but yeah, I'd finished it. I have. It's Tuesday still. Yeah. Thank you for the host, as always. How goes your Tuesday so far? I'm just basically doing the general rundown of things, so on and so forth, happening before I get started on second sock. Not horrible. That's good. Not horrible is always definitely good. I have one or two things, which I do plan to finish the sock, so I'm hoping to get that laundered, wash it and then send that out, wash dry and send that out this week. So hopefully it'll get to its destination by Christmas if I am lucky. I don't know if that's going to work out that way. But other than that, sticker mail. Jane Wayne is the only one I have sticker mail to send to. So I have that pretty much done. But other than that, not much to do in the talk about things and stuff. So, I'm using a little clip light I have here for right now, even though I'm not fond of it, but that should hopefully help things out in the light department. Come on. There it is. Yeah, maximum lightage. Let's go over here. Ta-da! Oh, that moved. I had to move this because I forgot my water bottle on the other side of this thing, and then I was like, I should probably get that. But yeah, second sock. Pretty, I think I need another 1 7/8 of an inch away from about where I need to get to the start of the toe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But, compared to this one, although arguably, I did the heel flap in a smaller size, slightly smaller size. So that's a thing. But yeah, compare this to this. Still a bit of a ways to go. But hopefully it shouldn't take that long. Although, yeah, flatten it out, it'll definitely be a little less than that. Oh, cable socks! Doing sets of cable and 2x2 ribbing as of the whole back, so there's more cables and prettier. Ooh, nice! But I know sometimes changing gears with that sort of thing tends to make things a bit more complicated. But hopefully it doesn't in this case. But yeah, I am definitely for more cables. Shocking, I know. For anybody who's not aware, I'm very much a sucker for cables. Okay, 5. Okay, so about 2. Yeah, about 2 7/8. Yeah, 2 7/8 of an inch. I thought I had gotten to about 6 inches, but that was apparently a lie. Which, I'm definitely going to have enough yarn of both colors, thankfully, to get through this, which is good. I figured that was going to be the case, but it's one of those you're not entirely sure until you hit second sock to see how that's gonna go. But yeah, I figured more likely than not it should have worked out, so yay for that. Which I was more concerned about the Duchess Heather rather than the other color, because I knew that one was gonna be fine. Just this color. Given I have less of that in comparison. How far did you progress in the socks, or did changing your mind involve you having to rip back and single needle and just where the ribbon goes? Okay. Definitely good luck. I don't usually do 2 at a time. I've done it once or twice. Come on, there it is. I had just finished the cuff, so I'm working the... Okay. So that didn't involve you having to change anything. Good. Because I wasn't sure, how far you had gotten. Because if you decided, further down to do a change of plans, that would have, caused you to have had to gone back a little bit and tink. Which can be annoying. Also, I didn't put that thing into charge, damn it. We'll do it during the break. This is fine. Ah, come on. There it is. You love tinking. Oh, fair. It is not a fun thing sometimes. So I completely understand that sentiment. There we go. Alright, and there we go. I'm not sure if I'll get to the toe, at least on stream today. Might get close, which I'm perfectly fine with. I was working on this morning too, so definitely at least in the next 3 hours should be able to make a good chunk of progress, which is all I want. Because again, I really do need this done. I had actually been hoping to get this done today, but I hadn't really wanted to. I don't know, my brain was just like, I don't really feel like it. I want to do other stuff. Which is not helpful. Da 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 da. It's a 3x3 with moss. Yeah, the moss stitch would be the annoying part. Also, thank you for the raid, although let's see if you'll get bombarded by an ad. Let's wait. But in case you can't see me, hi! How you doing? How was your stream? I saw you were on. Did not get to pop in, though. Hello, hello! Le Morta Savage. Hello. So I see. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? How is your Tuesday? I suspect Dragon Rider Cat might be caught in ad purgatory, so I'm gonna give her a minute. But how you doing? Hope all is good. I am here working on some brioche socks. This is second sock. First sock's already done. So I'm in the midst of the foot here. Working on, Pirate Push. Yeah, I saw the other day. I was lurking in your stream. And no worries if you have to raid in one. Thank you again for the raid. I do very much appreciate it. Also, definitely feel free if you get the chance to share progress in the Discord of Pirate Plushie if you'd like. Hope it went well. But yeah, I totally understand you need to raid and run. It happens. Also, anybody who came in with the raid, hi, hello. Sarita Variety Caster. Although I definitely lean on the fiber art side because knitting, crocheting, spinning, and weaving definitely do a good chunk of those. Although weaving is definitely the one I do the least of. What else? There's chainmail. Chainmail in question. Digital, traditional art, and sometimes games. Games like Stardew Valley. Let's see. Taking my... Alrighty! Have a safe trip. But yes, if you happen to enjoy any of those things, totally feel free to give a follow. And hopefully enjoy chill time here. Because it's typically chill, although I suspect next week might be the exception to the rule. Because next week I'm planning to do some charity streams, which I was discussing at the top of the stream there, which basically it's gonna be a week of me doing various games for Project Linus, raising some money, see what happens, just for the heck of it, and hopefully, you know, help out some kids, keep them warm. But yeah, that's the plan. The game list as of right now, although it could change, hopefully my computer is able to deal with them. It's gonna be Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment on Tuesday. Wednesday it'll likely be Ori and the Blind Forest. I am thinking Hades Friday. And then Saturday will be... what's his face? GeoGuessr. That's the order I'm likely gonna have it in. But yeah, typically I do not game, like, frequently, so this is gonna be the most that I pretty much game in a while. Like, again, I do have the occasional Stardew Valley and such. And or, what's its face, Words on Stream. That's also a favorite of mine. I don't play it often because it's very hard to pull myself away from said games, so yeah. It's like once a month or so. However, should it be fun? Come on, there it is. Which, if anybody's curious what the heck I'm doing, front side I'm doing 1-pass brioche instead of 2-pass, which typically 2-pass you would go and do the bit with your main color, which that would be this in my case, the blue lavender tonal from Nitpicks. It's Stroll tonal. And then regular Stroll, which this is the solid color here. That is Duchess Heather. Which these are both, you know, varying shades of purple. So they contrast pretty well. And on the back side, it's basically me just switching over every other stitch because you have to carry all the both colors back to the front of the sock again in order to get to do 2-pass in the first place. Which 1-pass allows you to go a little bit faster through, you know, what you're doing in regards to brioche, which for anybody who wants to try and do brioche. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Whoops. I was not paying attention. I put 2 colors next to each other. And that was not the plan. There we are. That's better. Do. Double knitting. I have not done that. I've seen other people do that, but double knitting is one of those things where I'm just like, do I have that level of patience? No, I do not. I am pretty certain I do not. So, very much not in the mood for that. Although, obviously, that could create, like, you know, beautiful stuff that's, like, you know, both sides. Also, the heck is this? Okay. Not what I was expecting it to be. Sorry, Discord alert, and I was just like, what's happening? This is why you shouldn't be a part of, like, 60 Discords. A special pot holder for a friend. Nice! I hope that goes well. I presume, given the proximity to Christmas, this is not a Christmas thing, but it's, you know, gonna just be a surprise gift for a friend? I presume. Also, in case I missed chat, that is my fault, given I kind of have to watch what I'm doing with my hands, or else I'll end up picking up the wrong color, although arguably I can do it from OBS. Okay, random GIF. Also, tuning projects and a weaving. Jeez. Yeah, I remember you said you had a couple of things left to do. So that is fair. I mean, yes, there's still time, but we are definitely approaching the end point right now. Also, this is why I don't do, like, you know, I don't knit personal Christmas gifts unless, like, it's stuff I can either kick out quickly or things I can get done earlier within the year and don't have to worry about it. Baklava. Balaklava. Maybe another pair of socks. Oh my gosh. How big are these socks that you have to complete? Or at least you're possibly planning on completing. Also, let's move that there. So we'll stop doing that. Okay, hold on. Let me fiddle with this so the stupid cord stops getting in my way. like it shouldn't be. Okay, that's better. Slightly better, at least. It's not getting in front of the light. Alright, so 2-color brioche once again. They use 100-gram skein yarn. That's for like about stock weights, typically like 400 and some odd yards. That is a lot. Definitely good luck to you on that. Is a worsted weight. Okay, that should hopefully be a bit more speedy of a project in comparison. But yeah, definitely good luck, because it sounds like you're gonna have your hands full. Literally speaking, too. And fair. This is fair. Also, hold on. My nose is starting to do the thing. I will be right back in a second. Bye. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I felt my nose starting to start running. I'm just like, nope, can we not? Because it wasn't doing that earlier. And hopefully that should not be bothering me terribly much, should it? 'Tis the... yes. And I hate it. And I hate it very much. But alas, not much I can do in that department. Although arguably it's that and spring, because pollen. Like, literally, if it's, like, a stupid amount of pollen. I remember one time in college, there was, like, a whole section of, like, trees, and it's just, like, I literally was just, like, saw, like, almost like an aura sort of thing. Which, I know that's typically for headaches, but it was just, like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad for my allergies, and I immediately started sneezing. I was just like, yep. Yep, this is what's happening. Cool. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Pollen sucks, man. Flowers are pretty, but it sucks. Alrighty. Good luck in your vast knitting to-do list. I will be here also knitting and chatting with the lovely viewers who are hanging out here. Which, I'm thinking, if anybody wants to see the draw this in your style thing that I was discussing before, I should be able to have a link from Discord, I think. Yeah, because I shared it with one or two peeps yesterday. And it is, you know, it's getting there. Because that I have until Friday to get done. So I'm just like... there's definitely spots I want to fix, but... definitely we'll see. Also, I need to close this countdown timer for now. Let's see. Where it goes. I'm gonna copy the link so if I need to, I can just throw it in chat. Because I know where it is. Let's see. And then that. Okay, cool. It's a ping. Alright. Because sometimes if I don't copy it correctly, it's basically... What's its face? Words. It's basically you accidentally sharing your entire server, which is not something you need and or want. So I usually try to make sure I'm actually copying the correct thing. Oh, so if anybody's curious, I'm knitting this on size 1 needles. Arguably, it probably would have been smarter if I'd done it on size 2s, but I already done the first one on size 1. So I literally would have had to, like, reknit the entire foot in size 2 needles. Plus, I'm pretty sure these should stretch hopefully enough. Because arguably, they fit my feet in the width department, and my feet are kind of flat, thus making it wider. Yeah, I do not have, like, a good bit of arch, which is, you know, it ain't fun. But yeah, my feet can fit in there. Which, that was the plan, because brioche has a bit of stretch to it, which is very, very helpful. It allows you to have some leeway when it comes to stuff like this, because when it comes to my tension with color work, my tension's a wee bit tight, so that's why I wanted to make sure I at least have a size 1 on there, so the stretch on the top would be able to compensate for that tightness on the bottom, which I arguably could check my Ravelry, which I won't show here, because I know people can't deal with it visually speaking, but I just want to double check, because I have the project saved that I'm basing this off of. These are based off of the Belief in Yourself socks, which I did for Sock Madness earlier this year, which had a brioche pattern, which it was a leaf, so it actually is a bit more, at least a little bit more complex in comparison to just doing, you know, 2-color brioche, which it was 2 colors, just doing it in the shape of a leaf, which it's really pretty, but also when you're trying to do it quickly so you can have a goddamn spot in the thing, it is very stressful, to put it mildly. Let's see. Projects. It was already up, but I wanted to make sure I'm still doing stuff and things. Check block sucks. Where is it? Billy Finger. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I did use 2s. Yeah, I think I used 1 for the... Okay. Yeah, I must have used 2 all the way down. Huh. Crap. I should have thought of that. Oh well. Should be fine. I hope. Because if these arguably do fit my feet, which they do, which I do plan on washing these afterwards, so... That's why I use my foot, like, as a, you know, basis on whether or not it's supposedly gonna work. Because the leg is not a problem because it's all brioche, so that part I know is not going to be an issue when it comes to fit, so that part is completely fine. If that is who I think it is, hi. Also, thank you for following. How goes? It's like, either that is a very huge coincidence, or that is indeed the boyfriend. And my brain is inclined to the latter. Let's see. Yep, thought so. Hi. Also, that puts us 6 follows away from hitting 1K. Which is absolutely insane. Because I haven't mentioned this, but we are inching very close to hitting 1K in followers, which I was like, I didn't think I'd ever get anywhere near 1K, because it's just like, I'm just like slowly doing the things and the stuff. But progress is happening, and definitely thankful for that. Don't do that. There we go. Alright. But yeah, when it comes to socks and stuff, especially, if I can't, you know, like, have the person try the thing, I'm always, like, I tend to worry until they're like, hey, it's cool. And then I'm just relieved, because it's just like, even if I know it's gonna likely fit, I'm just like, oh my gosh, watch. It might be too tight. Ugh. Although I worry about things, period. Which is honestly probably not a shock to, honestly, anyone. Especially if you've been here longer than 5 minutes. Come on. There it is. But yeah, I'm very much hopeful that, you know, the stretch of up here is gonna basically essentially neutralize down here being tight as it is. But yeah, don't know why my brain did not decide that knitting on size 2 was a good idea. Even though that's what I typically do. Especially when it comes to color work. Because like I said, my color work is pretty much slightly tight. Not egregiously so, but definitely it's one of those, it requires me to go up at least a needle size or 2 to avoid it not fitting my feet. But yeah, other than this, I have a hat going on for my mom. Which she was like, why are you doing this on the other needle that you're using the other thing? Which, yeah, I did the original hat I took the yarn from on size 7, which size 7 being 4.5 millimeters. And I basically went up to 10, which, you know, 6 millimeters. And now I can... Congratulations! I was wondering why you didn't say anything, but I figured you were busy. And yes, I saw what you said in Discord. Ah, come on, don't do that. So yeah, now you can actually watch me while I work on socks in real time. Dear. Didn't have a... Oh, yeah, sorry. It's a thing. I try to avoid crap and things, as you're well aware. I forgot that was even on. My bad. Gee! Who would have ever guessed? But yes, clearly, I have a face. Although I'm saying that like I don't say it myself when I switch to the larger camera. It's like, oh, I have a face now. Okay, why are we like this? There. Also, How are we going in progress right now? There we go. Which, yes, also my tape measure is purple. Although this I got off Amazon because Nitpicks didn't have this color. All they have is red and... Ah! Why are you... Thank you for subbing, dear. You didn't have to do that, so now you have my emotes all across Twitch. Also, it'll be hilarious if you win a sticker, so that means it's more stuff I need to send you. Which... He is the one that the chainmail bracelet also socks in question are going to. Alright, where is my book? Because I need to write this down. Which I'm going to actually clean up some of my emotes because they kind of look like they could use it. Not terrible, but... Okay, where the fuck is my pen? Where's my purple pen? Do I not have my purple pen in here? If not, I'm going to have some questions. Yeah, I don't have my purple pen in here. The fuck happened? Oh my god. Are you just going to spam my own emotes at me? You realize you can't do too much spamming or else the bot will time you out. So please be careful. Alright, I have a spare purple pen. And then I'll need to find other purple pen. Bye. I love you, but you're also a dork. Alright, let's see. Wheel? Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see what you got on the wheel. Oh, so I need you to pick a color for your sub-square. Yep. You get a sticker, so I get to send you a sticker too. Which, technically I'd put a sticker in there anyway, so... You get an additional sticker. Cool. That works. But yeah, tell me color, please. So I can eventually get to you doing making a sub-square. All the... Dude, you're already getting so much crap from me. Oh my god. How did I guess? I would have never known. She says, knowing full well it was likely going to be that. Although I'm hardly one to talk about having a color of choice. Thank you. I can imagine. But you should go get lunch. You come back and stare. Bye. Love you too. So, now you guys know who I'm talking about when I say it's the boyfriend. Ta-da! Come on, don't do that. Thank you. Nope, don't do that. Okay, I thought I screwed up for a second. Alright, so I am slowly approaching 6 inches. I literally am gonna need 1 3/8 of, not 7/8 of an inch left in sock. Also, did I write that down? Yeah, I better write that down before I forget, like a dumbass. Ugh, so non-holographic sticker. So... non-holographic. Alright, cool. Ta-da! Alright. I want to make sure. That's why we write things down. No, don't do that. No. Why are we splitting? Thank you. Splitting is not allowed, and splitting is not cool. Which, that's a thing with this yarn, it likes to split sometimes. Also, he's a jerk for subbing. It's like, you're already gonna send me stuff for Christmas. You don't need to sub to my channel. Ugh. Okay, why is the house phone... What do you want? Is likely not anything important. Okay. What is going on here? This looks weird. Okay, no, this I definitely likely just pulled a little too hard, so that's fine. But here looks a wee bit wonky. Okay, yep, there it is. I was like, why does that look weird? Yeah, wrapped around and pulled out. Okay, come on. Also, yeah, that's what I thought. Lean this a little bit forward so it's better visible. I will fix this. There we are. Although, how about without splitting? There. Ta-da! Although... Oh yeah, it's supposed to be that, so I think... Yeah, it would just be out of there. So I didn't have to pull that in the first place. Cool. There. Alright. Yeah. It would just leave an empty gap. I thought I didn't pick it up correctly. But never mind. That was a lie. Ta-da! Ba-da-da-da-da-dum. Alright, also I have not been looking... Okay. So, I typically take a break every hour, so... I have about 8 minutes, call it, till I take my first break. And get up and stretch so, you know, my body doesn't absolutely hate me by the time I'm done. Which, in most cases, it's like my neck. Because especially I'm like this, and it's like my neck's like, the hell are you doing? Although, arguably that's more for if I'm drawing and digitally drawing. And I'm like looking a certain way, and I strain my neck. Although again, with crafting, also a thing. And it sucks. Whoops. Come on, you can do it. Ta-da! I feel like I'm pulling it the wrong way. Ah! The hell did that split? Yeah, that split very badly, too. Luckily, I can fix that here. Ta-da! Alright. Aye. Why do you itch all of a sudden? Please don't do that. I request that you'd stop itching. Oh, also, but just threw out my Linktree link, which, again, I do want to change that to card so I can do customizations, which card allows for a lot more customizations for free in comparison to Linktree, but for right now, it's Linktree. In which I have a whole bunch of various things, including my Etsy shop, which I have things like my dish towels hanging out in the shop currently, which, to note, in regards to shop things, the pre-made stitch markers that I currently have, once that listing expires, I will not be renewing, or at least keeping these stitch markers that way. So basically, if you want a set of stitch markers, chainmail ones, in those colors specifically, you'll need to get them now. Which that's one of those ready to go out the door things. I would just have to package that up, which should not take me long. But yeah, that also keychains, at least the keychains currently available in the shop. Might take those down, at least for, a while until, they become more seasonally appropriate again. So that's a thing? But yeah, so in addition to Etsy, there's Ko-fi, which also, I have a shop in there. But that's more so wallpapers, but I do have, acrylic pins, if anybody would like one. I had those made for my affiliate anniversary a few months back, so you have a shot of having some purple donuts. But yeah, Etsy, and then the Instagrams. I have one for art and one for yard-related stuff like this that I usually post in there. Been posting like once a week, and then like putting stuff every single day in the stories to keep things active. At least in the yarn one, not the art one. I've been terrible at that. Still need to get to 100 on that one, so I'll be able to tell like when putting up posts is good. I'm just almost there. But one of those things, it takes a while for you to grow in general when it comes to social media, period, so I am not surprised that that's the case. Also, whoops, sorry, I felt my head nudge the camera. That's my fault. Oops. Alright, that's the last stitch. But yes, if you happen to want to check out any of those faces, totally feel free to check out my Linktree link. And you can see all the things. Alright. Definitely gonna need to have some water once I get up, because I feel my throat getting a wee bit dry. Although, especially given I had, like, you know, some instant coffee mixed with half a packet of hot chocolate, which we have those now, which makes me very happy because I love hot chocolate. And it's the hot chocolate mixed with peppermint, which makes me very happy because I love that flavor combination. Because it goes so well together, because, you know, it's the arguable richness, depending on which kind you get. Richness of the chocolate mixed with the nice mint as a relief in there. But the coffee, at least arguably to me, definitely allows for the chocolate to become more noticeable. Because chocolate and coffee go together too as well. Which is why it ends up in dessert stuff like tiramisu and whatever the case may have you. So that's a thing. Also, very much like it. Although my only thing is that the hot chocolate, you know how there's like residue in the bottom due to that? There's a bit of that. Not a ton, but enough that it's noticeable to me, and I don't like it. Although it's like fine residue, like almost like, say, the equivalent of, like, say, silt or something. Like fine dust, but, you know, in a slightly liquefied form. Which is why I usually try to stir it around to make sure. That doesn't happen too often, but if I leave it sitting long enough, that happens anyway, so no matter what, that's a thing. Alright, so stock progress here. I am gonna go and take my break because we're just a little bit over the hour-long mark, so I will be back in about 10 minutes. Definitely feel free to get up and stretch if that is possible for you at the moment. And I will be back. If you like to, play the Plinko game. It seems like a good number of people like to watch my VODs sometimes, which is like, okay, cool. I appreciate you. But yeah, back once again. Break was good. Made sure to actually have water, which, although the bottle started to have that weird taste thing again, so I think I might have to do the what's that thing? What's like some baking soda and all that business and let it sit overnight. Which is annoying. Although I've been meaning to get a new drink thing anyway, but I don't really need to right now. It's like I already have the large one. Although, arguably it's good to have more than one to interchange with. So, you know, when one's not doing great and or needs washing, you have a backup. Oh, so I'm trying to be better at having water. But anybody who came in during the break, hello, hi. I am working on socks for the boyfriend who briefly appeared here earlier. Which, hilariously, he now has a sticker I need to send him too, so it's like, I get to send him all the things, like, this package is gonna be so full of stuff, and I'll just be like, okay, you better get there, or the post office and I will be having a time. Although I don't think it's gonna be that heavy, because socks are like, what, an ounce? The chainmail shouldn't be that heavy, even if it is, you know, even though it has steel rings to it, the chainmail shouldn't be heavy either. And then, what else? I have slightly extra Debbie Cat stickers and pins that I was just like, I have extra ones, so I guess I'm sending them to him. So that's a thing too. And then, what else? I think some M&Ms. Yeah, I allotted some M&Ms because I had a giant share bag. Because you know how it be with the not fun time of the month? You want all the chocolate. So I was just like, you know what? Here, let me allot you some before I eat them all. Which I am not joking when I say that. So I have that to send in there too. So yeah, much things. I haven't really gotten to a card yet, although I have a couple I've drawn up, although I feel like I'd definitely draw him one. Alright, cool. Also, I need to weave in the ends on the socks too, although that's not gonna be until I'm done. That's what I prefer to do. I prefer to weave in all my ends once I'm done. Especially, like, say if I have to, like, undo a bit, I'd rather not have to deal with, having to undo the end I wove in because I thought I wouldn't have to be back there again. And it turns out, surprise, I do. Because that's always fun. It's like you think you're done and it's just like, I have to go back here where I wove in this end. Veggie! Hello. I was gonna say hi earlier, but I wasn't sure if you were in lurk. How goes? How is your Tuesday? I am here, prattling on a mile a minute as I work on second sock. Yeah, come on. Also, hopefully our rest of your weekend went well. Because you were here on Saturday, I'm pretty sure. If memory serves. Although, arguably I could check, because, Twitch has text log thing. Ba-da-da. What's new on here that it keeps telling me shit's new? Yeah, you showed up near the end. It was like, hi, bye. I still feel bad about that. Oh, that's a thing. Okay. Because if you click on someone's name, you have a thing where it's like you can manage a suspicious user. Okay. It goes, dying all the fiber. Aw. Yeah, it's a process. I haven't done it, but, I've looked at it because I've had the thought of doing so, and then it's just like, yeah, sure you want to do that? Yeah, sure. And I just back off. It's like, okay, I have enough stuff to do. I don't need to do another thing. Okay. But yay, trying a thing. Say no. Oh my gosh. But hopefully you're having at least some enjoyment dyeing all the stuff of the colors. Yes, but the thing is I would have to buy the dye. Although dye is not that expensive. It depends on, like, if it's like, the powder or the liquid stuff, acid dye, or other stuff. All kinds of stuff. But it'd definitely be something I want to try in the future for the heck of it to see how it go. Because I like the idea of potentially playing around with colors, too. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But yes, I do hope you're having fun with it, though. Oops, how about if I don't do the wrong color? That'd be great. Do. But yeah, especially with dyeing, I feel like I would require space. I know ventilation's definitely for using more caustic chemicals and stuff, which, again, depends on the whole process you're planning to go down with. If it's, food coloring or food dye, that's a completely different story. Oh, so I'm rambling again, aren't I? Cool. This is why I have that as a tag. Because I just, especially if I'm caffeinated. I'm just using food dye. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a good place to start. So you don't have to commit to anything, and it's not like, if you don't like it, you don't have any use for the food dye. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Also, I do have a small bit of what's its face. What's its face? I think, yeah, about, if not an ounce, about a quarter of an ounce of Rambouillet, which is basically bare. That I could eventually, if I want to play around with dye, I could use that. Because I'm half considering, like, playing around with, like, food coloring dye with that. And have that be a hexy puff. Because I have not knit a hexy puff in a while, because I've been working on, plethora of things. So I haven't really had the time to do this and other stuff. Come on. There it is. Yeah, how about if I just, be smarter. Nope. Come on. There. Oh, so this yarn likes to stick together, which is also another issue, which you don't really care terribly much, except like at times when you're doing color work like this, and it's just like it wants to be a pain in the ass for no particular reason. Yeah. So why that itch? It needs to not do that. Okay. I was mid pulling off the stitch and I'm just like, what the heck was I doing again? I wanted to make sure it wasn't pulling off a stitch that wasn't supposed to be pulled off yet, but still my brain just briefly was just like, what's happening now? Also, how much are you dyeing, Veggie? How much floof are you dyeing? Floof or yarn? Although, arguably, considering you spin the floof, you could arguably do both. If you really wanted to. Nope. Wrong color. Try again. There we are. Nope. It is much split. Please stop that. Ha. Alright. Back around. Oh, so let me check something. I would cry if these don't fit. Although I would definitely just do them again. Which it would just be the feet anyway. But yeah, I'd absolutely cry. 2 pounds of it and don't have to dial immediate. It's for a flu. Ooh! Advent swap! Advent swap sounds fun, but 2 pounds. Yikes. I presume it's already got the whole, you know, all the stuff done to it, the prep. And I'm like, oh no! Oh no! No! Not that. Not being late. There. Is this the one that has the hole in the foot? Yes, it is. It makes me sad. I'm gonna use the one that does not have the hole in the foot. Let's see, how wide is it? I know, yeah, it's definitely wider than this, because I use size. I'm not sure if my stitch count was exactly the same. Ugh. Yeah, I just want to double check. Yeah, this is definitely closer to 4 inches wide. Actually, almost at 4 inches wide. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. Yep. Yep. Because I know that takes a long ass time, which is why I asked. I was like, is that part done? Which, this is also why I'm like, I get the stuff already prepped. Because it's just like, I don't think I'm into all of that part. I'd maybe be into the adding pretty colors to it, but not to the full-on prepping from the raw product all the way to that. Although, arguably, like, at one point, it might be good to try that. Just for the sake of trying it and learning how to do a thing. Like, to have the experience, essentially. And I need to stop nudging that. Yeah, just, yeah. Yeah, when it's not like, hi, you need this done by such and such. Yeah, no. do. Eh. Alright, so even though I know the general numbers of what I need for this, I'm gonna double check on my phone for like the 20th time. Because I'm like that. And where are we? Because I have like general measurements of like, you know, all like majority of size of like feet and stuff. Like there's this website that has for that, so it's like I have an idea of what the requirements stitch wise and all that stuff in order to get a proper fitting sock is, essentially. Come on. Why are we being like this, phone? I just want to check a thing. It's like at a black screen right now and I don't understand. $9 shirts. Cool, Sticker Mule. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Wait. I'm not trying to do that. You need to mind your own business. I don't want to search for anything in there. Please go away. Yes, I'm aware. I just saw. Now please leave me alone. Alright, there it is. Ah, phone. Enough. Oh, because I'm getting emails. So my phone is just like, hey, you're having all the emails right now. It's like, okay, thanks. Things I don't want to know about. Alright, cool. Let's see. Women, size 9, US 9. Which I'm going for medium size, so 3 and 11/16. Which that's, let's see, 11/16, so 8, 9, 10, 11. That's here. Just before that, so it's not a ton. Although I have a feeling I'm having a slight bit of second sock syndrome going on with this, which is slightly bothering me. So it's like, if I go sideways on this, it's good enough that I don't need to really worry about it too much. But it definitely fits my foot, and my foot, arguably, with this. Arguably, my foot is like 4 inches wide, because I'm going by wide just because my feet are slightly on the flat side, because little to no arch. Woohoo! It's gonna bite me in the ass when I get older. I bet you. Alright, so what am I doing? But yeah, it has to stretch to 3 and 11/16 wide to fit that. Like, the length I know is not a problem, but it definitely should be able to stretch wide enough to fit that in question. Also, let me do that. Which, it's not in frame, so I don't have to worry about accidentally docking myself with my weather app. Da 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 da. Which is why I usually try to avoid having my phone in frame. Unless I know I'm not gonna go back to the main screen. Alright. Alright, let's continue. But yeah, it's definitely should be capable of stretching wide enough. So I'm likely fine, and I'm just overthinking this. Which, when do I not overthink things? That is the question. But honestly, I do enjoy knitting these. I very much do like the contrast of the warm tone of the Duchess Heather Purple, because that has definitely red undertones, while the Blue Violet obviously has cool tones to it. So having that be the forefront color, which, given it's lighter, that makes sense. It's a really pretty contrast. So I might do something like this, although I definitely more likely will end up knitting on size 2s for the foot to make sure I give myself proper leeway. I don't know why the hell I didn't do that for these. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Plus, I do have a bunch of yarn I could use anyway. Although I might give myself a break once I finish knitting these, although I still have that hat to knit. But hat is nothing complicated, so that should definitely be something I can easily get through. Nope, don't do that. Also, where are we in this playlist? Yeah, it definitely should be switched over to the second. Okay, winter 20. So yeah, it's gonna get to that other one. Okay. It's just wondering where we are, although I'm not gonna run out of music anytime soon, because this is the seasonal playlist that I have of words. I'm losing what this thing is. of like lo-fi, which words, chill hop. I literally just looked at it and I completely blinked that it was chill hop. Brain, what is happening today? But yeah, chill hop, which I very much enjoy using their music. Very much. Which I think I've been using this the past couple of streams because I haven't used it in a while. But I do have, like, a couple of playlists. Like, there's one with, Studio Ghibli covers that I very much enjoy, and I'm very much glad that it's allowed to be used on here. And then there's one of Professor Layton, puzzle video game that I very much like. Which, I'm wondering, should I buy the one that's available on the Switch? I might do that, but at the same time, I'd rather wait till I at least beat a game on there before I do that. I mean, arguably I've somewhat done that with the Naruto games, but other than that, let's see. Hades. I do eventually want to beat Hades. Which, now that I know what the heck I need to do, because I got into, you know, the last boss, which no one is surprised at this point, is Hades himself. Also, so many, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I literally have Undertale that I got gifted last year, and it's like, I should play that. Although I'm very bad at dodging the stuff. So it's like, how do? But I've seen a playthrough like a couple years ago, but yeah. Knowing when to dodge the things and the stuff is a lot. But I do recall enjoying the story. So I definitely want to get back into that. Plus, then on my DS, I still have Pokemon Heart Gold to finish. Like I said, I just need to grind. And then get to the last Pokemon trainer to beat. So that's a thing. Which I was doing that the other day, because I was trying to see if I can catch Zappos? I always want to say Zapatos, but there's no T, and Zapatos is shoes in Spanish. So that is not quite right. But yeah, I definitely do want to catch the electric burb. And nudge that with my head. Once again. Let's move that back. Also, I'm using the little clip light here because I'm kind of tired of having the other light in my face. So I very much cannot wait until I maybe could get a new replacement light. Which I'm thinking of like having one of those that's like also could have like a little cup, so it's like I could put some crochet hooks, have some, what's its face? Have pens, so I could just put that all in there, so easy to reach and that sort of thing. Well, I'll have to get rid of the old one, which that one, it's like, I have to recycle that also. Excuse me. I knew I was not going to catch the pause on the screen before I sneezed. I felt that sneeze coming by like a mile away. Sorry. Also, rip anybody with headphones going on. I think my allergies are just being stupid. Also, what kind of games were you looking at? I know, what is it? The remake of Diamond and Pearl is happening. So that got released a couple of weeks ago now. Well, not a couple. It came out the 19th of last month, so about 3 weeks ago? Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. Late in game. Yes, no, I figured that, but you had said so many games, so I figured if you were looking at other games too. That's what I meant. But yeah. Ah, okay. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. I figured you meant the Layton game, which I do want to play that. Which I honestly hope that they bring the other games over to the Switch as well. Because that's the only Layton game that they have there, which makes me sad. It's just like, why not bring the other games? I don't think it'd be that hard. Also, excuse me, I need to do my nose. For fuck's sake. Sorry, back. Also nudge that with my elbow this time. Cool. At least it wasn't my head. Yeah, this is definitely a good time of year. At least get some games. Which, also Hollow Knight's available too. Which I saw that. I was like, I'll put that on the list of things I can maybe get on my Switch. Because also, Friend, which... Same friend who recently got married and, had that chicken issue. The DLC... Yeah, I saw that and I'm just like, nah, I'll just play through the game. It's fine. I've visited 2 or 3 different islands now. It's been fun. Took a couple of coconut trees from one of them because... Yeah, I needed some coconut trees. So now I have one side with at least a couple of coconut trees. I need to sell my damn turnips. I should have sold them when I saw it was at 127, but nope. I was like, maybe it'll go up. It went down. Because I bought them for 109 bells, and it's just like, why? I wanted to sell the damn turnips and make some money. Because I basically save up before I'm buying the house editions. Because I already made the room 8x8, so now I would have to save for the second room, which... I'm approaching about 200,000 bells. I know you need 398,000. Yeah, that's better. Bells for the second room. Because it basically increases for every single room you want. There's a site for... I know! Everyone keeps telling me that, and it's like... I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna get that serious into it. Like, it's not that serious. It's like, I just need to make some bells off of these goddamn turnips. That's all I want. It ain't that serious, because I don't buy a lot. I basically just bought, 150? Last time I bought 100. But it's like a whole thing. It's like, I didn't come here for debt in the stock market. I just came here to chill out and make an island, man. I love I say this like I'm not that serious about Stardew at times, either. Which I still don't have... the thing to make the purple sword. The galaxy sword. In that file yet. Although I haven't really played because I've been playing Animal Crossing. mixed in with some Hades. So I haven't had time to play that. So it's just like, you kind of have to trade off. Because there's only so many hours in the day. Unfortunately. Although, arguably, that's both good and bad. Come on. There we go. But yeah, I'll probably end up using it in case I can't get any good turnip prices on my own island in the next day or two. Because I always check first thing in the morning when I get up. And then once again in like the evening. Because I know that changes. Come on. You can do it. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. Come on. But yeah, all in all, it's a fun game. Although my only mild pet peeve of the whole... I'm not sure I enjoy that shade of purple that they have for the hair color. Like, arguably it looks slightly more in the direction of pink than purple. Which I do understand why they have it pastel. That part I am not, annoyed about. It's just the fact that it's like... Arguably, it could have been a better shade. Also, the fact that they have Mom's hand-knit sweater and it's fucking granny squares on it. And I'm just like, are you shitting me? I mean, yes, that was one of the variations they had. Because I looked it up and it's like, there's like 6 or 7 variations. But I was just like, that is not knitting. That is crochet. Those are granny squares. Don't you fucking tell me otherwise. No. That is not knit. I mean, arguably you could knit the granny squares together, but technically not a hand-knit sweater. Not. Yes, there are worse things, but it's just like, Why? Why do you do me like this, Animal Crossing? Thought we were friends. Although, other than that issue, it's a cute sweater. It is a very cute sweater. Come on. How did that come off? Please don't do that. Ba-da-dum-da-da-dum. There it is. I kind of want to half consider maybe getting those color work rings that they have, but pretty much can fare alright with that one. But it does look like they make things a wee bit more convenient. But I imagine there would be a wee bit of a learning curve getting to figure out how to use the thing. As there is with anything, arguably. Do-do-do. Also, I should probably check how long the foot is right now. But I'll do that once I get around this round. Which should not take me terribly long. Come on. I really do want to see if I can get at least close to the toe by the end of today's stream. Because this toe is not going to take me that long. Oh, nope, no. There it is. I can pull on it the rest of the way. But how about we don't do that? Please don't split. It ain't cool. But yeah, other than games, my only other thing is I need a new phone. And it's just like, I don't want to have to buy a new phone right now. I was hoping to wait. Heck, I might wait until the new year to do that. If possible. But I do honestly think that it might not be feasible. Although I haven't had, like, too many, like, major glitches or anything like that. Other than, you know, sometimes calls not picking up. But it's not a frequent thing. Plus, it's not like I get calls from, like, a ton of people or something. But, you know. Obviously, if, you know, it's an emergency, I need to be able to be contacted. So, that's a thing. Although I do absolutely hate, like, you know, when it's 2 years on the dot and it's like, hey, this thing's starting to do the stupid stuff, you need to go buy a new phone. And it's like, come on. Can this at least last, like, 4 or 5 years? Like, really? I'm not into this buying a new phone every 2 years business. Prefer to be able to save my money, so I don't have to go and do that all the time. Although the one thing I could say, I've never broken a screen on one of my phones. Like, I've dropped my phone, like, more times than I can even count. Although most of the time it's on, like, carpet. On a few rare occasions, it's, like, definitely been outside, but I've never had a crack on my phone screen, thank goodness. Just knock on wood quietly over here to avoid jinxing myself. So yeah, that's a thing. Alright, and round is almost over. So let me do the thing, and nope. There it is. Whee! There. Alright. Also, I suspect, possibly, if not now, maybe during the third hour, I might have to venture outside and help out with stuff. Because I suspect some slight grocery things need to be taken care of. Alright, so, yeah, just over 6 inches. God damn it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get through 1 7/8 of an inch, at least on stream today. I'm probably gonna work on this after stream, which that's pretty much what I've been doing today, although I need to work on art thing too, and it's like... Although arguably I'm gonna do that on stream tomorrow anyway, but I definitely want to get more of that done. So I can guarantee I can get that done by Friday, which is the cutoff day. Don't know why I decided doing a draw this in your style was a smart idea at this point in time. But it was cute, so yeah. There are worse things. Plus, I do like how it's coming out. But I just want to have one or two minor changes in there. I've already made one or two yesterday while I was doing that. Also, it's actually pretty fun to be drawing a hoodie. Because that's not something I commonly draw at times. Although, arguably, it's also a onesie. Yeah, I think it's a onesie if I'm not mistaken. Either way, it is cute and adorable, and I love it. Mm-hmm. Come on, you can do it. Come on. There it is. Also, given this is the color work, every so often I do need to untwist to get this to do the thing. Alright, so I'm probably gonna do this back side of this round here and then take my second break. Because I believe... Are we? Yeah, actually. We're just about at the 2-hour mark, which is kind of crazy. I didn't realize we got there so fast. Although it does help me prattling on a mile a minute. Do. Also, just a question out there to any of my regulars. If you are going to be around during my charity streams, would one or two of you like to potentially be temporarily modded? Just to, you know, keep an eye out on the chat. No pressure on you, nobody has to accept, but I just want to do that. I meant to announce that in the Discord, but I definitely want to, you know, at least have that in my back pocket to avoid any potential issues. I highly doubt it's going to get that bad because it's not going to be anything huge, but, you know, sometimes charity things tends to bring more traffic, so... Plus, it tends to be a... let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Low-pressure mod situation, so I figured just in case at least have some backup. But we'll see. Also... Oh no. I apparently did not do that properly. Also, I think I'm being summoned, so... I will finish this round here, deal with that. Mom will be fine if I don't answer a phone call in the second. She's probably asking me to help carry some stuff, and I suspect. Come on. We are almost through this round here. Yeah. There we go. Alright. So that finishes this round. So we have slightly more stock here. And I will be back in about my usual 10 minutes. The drop in the Plinko game should be working right now. Had to re-authenticate stuff and things, but they should be able to work. So feel free to have fun in RNG land. That worked out. Again. So let's see how much stock I can crank out in about 45 minutes or so. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream so far. Come on. There it is. Oh wait, did I close that door? Or did I at least push it up? I don't think so. Let me double check. She says as she continues to just knit the thing. Hold on. Oh, nah. Be right back. Make sure I push up that door at least. Okay, I did. I wasn't sure if I did. Because, you know, with the heat on, I don't want that to be going outside and causing everything to work a bit harder. So, also, let me move this a wee bit closer. Beep-a-doop-a-doo. Come on. Yeah, come on. Alright. How about if I don't do that? That'd be great. My brain is very much in the get to the toe of this sock feeling right now. I think I'm just like, I want to get a thing done sort of mode, which, depending on how long it takes to get through the rest of this foot here, I might foreseeably be able to finish this today, if not early tomorrow. Either way, it's very much highly viable, but we will see. Depends on what I do after stream. Because again, digital art things to work on. And then of course there's also the kind of want to, well, not fully redo, but it's just like at least do some slight modifications to a couple of the current emotes. Nothing too drastic. I just want to make the face more visible. Because it's not in at least a couple of them to a degree that I personally desire them to be. And yes, you could probably still tell what's what, but yeah. Definitely want them to be slightly more visible. Either way, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's definitely going to be at least a guarantee that I finish these this week at the rate I currently am going. Which I am very much for. Nope, don't do that. Also, it's still kind of weird to me that it's the end of the year. Or it's pretty much approaching that. It's just like, that doesn't feel right to me. Like it should be somewhere in the middle of August or something, but nope. Early half of December it is. Although, at times, the temperature's not weirdly reflecting that. Like, later this week, it's supposed to jump up to, like, 60 degrees, and it's like, that's not right for the middle of December. That's not how it works. But okay. Also, let's check my music. Where are we? Oh, okay. We're in this playlist. Yay! Wasn't sure if we had gotten there yet. But it also means some semblance of a break for me. Kind of. Sort of. Because pretty much, literally, right after Christmas, I'm basically not going to stream for like 2 or 3 weeks. So, like, say, mid-January is when I'll at least reappear. Maybe. Because I tend to not put like a definite date on there. But I definitely want to take some time, make some changes, fix some things, and see how it goes from there. almost there. Then we'll have to do the underside once again. Oops, come on, you can do it. So did I? No, I did not drink any water during said break. Let's see. There we go. Now I've done that bit of the round, have at least a quick drink of water. There we go. Sorry, didn't want to have you guys hearing me drink the water because, you know, like eating sounds. I know some people are not terribly fond of hearing that on stream. But yeah, I definitely don't want my throat getting terribly dry. Doing back here also kind of reminds me of the dither socks. Although I feel like the dither socks definitely take a bit longer to do. Despite them being very pretty, they're also kind of a pain. That's in my humble opinion. Although that might mean more because I tend to kind of dislike when something like shifts every single round, although arguably it kind of doesn't. It's like basically the top part is a reflection of the bottom, but yeah, it kind of feels like a lot of switching back and forth. Which when it comes to color work is like sometimes a thing where I'm just like, I kind of have to take it in chunks. And or I'm just like, nope, don't feel like doing this. Whatevs. Let's do something else. But yeah, it depends. Okay, I was like, did I do the wrong color? Oh, so in addition to getting stuff for charity stream thing for next week, I did buy myself a new sketchbook, which, bams, if you're around, thank you for the recommendations. Even though I'm not fond of wire-bound books, I got one of the B paper ones, specifically the marker paper-looking ones, just because, it's a little bit thicker compared to the mixed media one. That one's like only 94 pounds. Plus, I didn't have the watercolor paper one, which is a shame. Come on. Why? Oh, there it is. I do wonder how this would look if we're two color changing colors, like long color changing colors. Like, say, something similar to Chroma Twist. Or similar enough like that with like long color changes. If you just did something like this, I wonder how it would turn out. So, you know, no solids, just steady color progression the entire way. Which arguably would make some interesting mismatch socks. Speaking of socks, I do want to eventually redo the woe hands on my size zeros. Because on size 1, they feel a little loose to me. Although that stupid tuck stitch, I still am not fond of it. Although, given what was going on this year, I imagine everybody was like, the tuck stitch was not that bad. Which arguably, in that comparison, it really wasn't that bad. But being exposed to something for the first time and trying to do it, especially in, you know, you have to do it within this time frame, is kind of just like, who told you this was okay? And why? Pretty much how I feel every single time. Come on. I'm gonna need to untwist this. So let me finish this round and then I'll untwist this yarn. Which, it's more the bottom side the reason I have to untwist the yarn, given I have to switch between, you know, colors every other stitch. That's likely the main reason that I really need to, you know, do any untwisting pretty much at all. Alright, and... Alright, let me untwist and continue on with this thing. Alright. Do. Whee! Come on. You can do it. There it is. I forgot to take this thing off today. Whoops. I put this on to go outside and grab the stuff. During break. Forgot I still had it on, but it's comfy and cozy. Although, the shirt is not thick in any way. It's like about normal thickness. So it's not like I'm gonna overheat with this on. I just forgot I had it on. Whoops. Come on. Oh, yeah, it definitely looks dark at this angle. Let me see about coming through. About back here. So my hands are not blocked out much. Okay, that's better. Okay, yeah, definitely still be a bit in shadows depending on how I move my hands. Not so bad. Although, arguably, it could come from the other side. Yeah. Although, let's see, is this going to be able to clip this way? Nope. Yeah. I would have to, like, sit on the thing if I were to do it this side. But that would be kind of weird. Alright, screw it. Oh no. Crap. I pulled stitches out. This is why I shouldn't fiddle with things too much. Damn it. That should be an easy fix. Alright. Come on. Okay, there we go. Didn't want these getting any weird splits in them because I did that. So, let's see. There we go. Ta-da! I forgot to plug in my tablet. Whoops. Oh well. Hopefully I'll remember to do that after I finish stream. I meant to do that before I got started. So I could have that fully charged. Last I saw it was at 30-something%. And I tend to watch streams on my tablet after I'm done on here for the day. So I'm able to do the craft stuff and then watch things at the same time with a bit more comfort. I can't have my laptop hanging out in my lap because the metal bits are not comfortable. Which on my previous laptop cooler, it wasn't as bad. It's just the way this one's made up, it's like, nope. Not comfortable. Come on, do the thing. Although, arguably, even though I call it a laptop, it's not supposed to be sitting in your lap anyway, so... Nope, don't.
going on, my puppy? My hand.
Eh, I might try using the other light, because this is kind of starting to get annoying for me. So let me finish the front side here, and then I'll get giant lamps, so basically light will be in my face for the next 40 minutes. I know you're there.
Lord.
Almost there. Why? Haven't watched terribly much in the TV watching spectrum of things. It's kind of just been my usual stuff. Nothing new. And it's definitely been more YouTube than anything else, really. Like, literally, the only time I'm watching TV is if I'm not watching Twitch or YouTube. Alright, and end of row. Well, that part of the round anyway. Alright, so let's go up here. That might make things a wee bit brighter. Yeah. I'll have to move the mic forward because that's gonna block the way here. And then, ta-da! Yeah, you can see the light difference immediately. Like, that's much brighter. Also, it's much in my face. Ugh. That's better. Yeah, I forgot how blinding that is. Again, reason why I need a new light. Which, if I had known that the support that allows this thing to stay up at certain angles was gonna, you know, essentially just stop functioning, I definitely would have bought a different one when I bought this. If I hadn't realized that was even gonna be the case. If I hadn't had that type of light before. Nope. But yeah, it's definitely easier to see with this one. Come on. I mean, arguably I could maybe make sure something that would support the edge of this or something. So I could do it that way and not have this thing be in my face right now, but it's honestly probably just better that I get a new one. And just chuck this one, essentially. Alright, I'm gonna check how long this is, although I definitely don't think I've gotten that much farther since the last time I measured the length of this foot. So let's see. Come on. What did I do with... There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I just need a couple... I'd say like... Da-da-da-da-da. Nearly 5/6 of an inch. Actually, probably less than that. It's literally just past the 7. If I need 7/8, that's gonna likely be 6/8 I need left. Math is good. Alright. So, yeah, we're actually gonna get pretty close, I'd say, to starting the toe. Like I figured. So, yay for that, at least. Whee! Nope. Wrong color. Let's try it again. The thing is, it's a good thing this is like the lowest light setting, or it'd probably be worse for me right now. If I had it on one of the brighter settings, my eyes would probably be like, just why? Also, uh-oh. I put the wrong color right here, which... This is supposed to be the pale blue, but I somehow pulled the other color through here. Oops. But thankfully, that is a relatively simple fix, like so. Just hadn't realized I didn't do that. And sometimes I end up pulling through both colors and then I end up pulling out the wrong one. So it ends up being the incorrect color in there. Well, thankfully that's not too frequent of a occurrence. Come on, let me do it. Also, what are you guys planning to do for the rest of your respective evenings or day, depending on where you are, and hanging out in here? Come on. I honestly wasn't even planning on bringing this on here until I got to the toe, but given all the stuff I have to do, I wanted to keep myself some level of accountable and get a good chunk of this done during at least one day of this week. Come on. There we are. Do. Alright, and double checking. Oh, we're still on this one. And with how much time you left? Alright. So, as it stands, general schedule for this week, pretty much gonna be the same. So, tomorrow is gonna likely be the last time you see the Draw This in Your Style. Which I really do hope I get to work on that after stream today. We'll see. If not, I'll likely just work on it in the morning before I get started with stream. So at least make some form of progress. Because I really just need that kind of, off of my plate for the moment. Once it's, once I get it done. So get that done and then focus on the charity stuff and things. Oh, the hell did I... Oh. Ugh. Why? Why am I like this? Does that mean this previous row is completely incorrect? I really do hope not. Yeah, the rest of the stitches look fine. I think I just didn't notice. Okay. How did I not notice that? That and then that and then... Okay, and then this, I presume. Although, let me double check. Yeah, that, okay, yeah. I think that'd be correct. Come on. Please let me do the thing. Alright. Yeah, and then that should... Okay, everything else looks fine. Yay! I just somehow flub that area up. Briefly. Yay. Could be worse, though. Come on. So I think I'm gonna likely go host somebody once I am done. If we have a good crowd of people hanging out here. But we'll see. No guarantees on that. There it is. It's always the end of frowned. That messes me up slightly. Alright. Yeah, so basically draw this in your style tomorrow, and then likely Friday back to crafting, if not the hat, likely spinning. Which, if I don't do spinning Friday, I'll likely end up doing some blue spinning on Saturday. Because I kind of want to avoid doing any games this week, given, gonna be doing games all of next week on stream, so I figure that's a good idea. Da 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 da. No, come on. Come on. Really?
So why didn't you say no? I don't want it.
I'm pretty sure you would complain if I did. Yeah, that's gonna have to wait until I'm finished. That's gonna make a mess of my hands. Dad decided to hand me food knobs, and it's like, can we not?
Everybody else eat it, that never complain. Wow.
Oops. Split. There we are. I didn't pick it up fully. Let's try that again. Come on. One thing I've noticed, I've not been really listening to, podcasts as much. Don't know why. Not that I dislike them in any way, I just haven't been listening to any. Even though I easily could just start, or at least continue on Welcome the Night Vale, because I certainly have a lot to listen to there. I'm pretty sure like 80-something episodes of that podcast I need to get through. Might be more than that at this point. But just haven't gotten to it for some reason. There's a song I was hearing the other day. An Atomic Stacy stream. So I don't really play this part of the seasonal playlist, so I hadn't heard it in a while, so I wasn't sure what it's called. Since I just play the whole block of it rather than the individual songs. So I'd literally have to go to which specific, what is it? Season and year it is to know which song it is. So it'd be a whole thing. Almost there. Come on.
3 times, and you'll get through.
Nope, don't do that. Yeah. Alright. Definitely haven't gotten to where I need to be, but I'm gonna measure again and see where I am. Because we are about 3-hour mark, so let's see. I'm not counting the part on the actual needle itself, but let's see. Okay, 7. Okay, there. A couple 16ths of an inch left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7/16 of an inch left. So again, not terribly far. Like I said, was likely going to be the case for today. So yeah, we have much stock. We have much more stock than we started with. I think I was about right here-ish or so. So definitely we've made progress, which is cool. And also, thank you guys for hanging out with me while I worked on stock and rambled on about things as I am wont to do. Also, having this light in my face. And I hate it. Let's see. I'm gonna check to see who's on first and then go to giant face area. Come on. You can do the thing. Who's doing the crafting? Linus is on. Zakayla's there. Vanishing Pearl is on. Playing the Mud is on. Woolly Dev. KB Fibers. Okay. Definitely have not been to MJav. She popped in here the other day, so I figure I could definitely give her some love and we go in her direction. So let's see. Twitch. And then, how about no? I didn't want to search that. Why? Why are we like this? No. I didn't want to search things. Please get off of there. Cool, thanks. Alright, and then mute the tab. Let's see. I think it should be. Yep, it says MJav. Which, she does lace tatting. She also does some art, and very much does a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not sure what she'll be starting with. Also, I can't see anything because there is a commercial. But yeah, definitely very lovely hanging around, and she does some very lovely art and tatting as well. Also part of the Naughty by Nature stream team, which I'm also a part of. So that's a thing. Okay, she's doing arting currently. But that should be fun. So let me actually go onto the face cam here. Hi, I have a face. Also, if I turn this, yeah, it's gonna be dark. But it should be fine. But so Dragonbriar Cats, thank you again for the raid. I know you're not here at the moment because you already ran off. Also, my very much a dork of a boyfriend, thank you again for the follow and the sub. I do appreciate it. You are still a dork. But love you. I will be back again tomorrow working on Chassis is Draw This in Your Style. So girl with the frog hood onesie thing. So I will see you then. You guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Also, Bams, thank you again for your host as well. Before I forget, because it's not on the thing over there, so I tend to forget sometimes. Because the thing is stupid. Anyhow, yeah.